Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk, guys. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. I've got Rigo. It's Guido and Rigo, a couple of Paisans there, if I ever heard of it. There we got Rigo, or is it Rigue? Rigo. It is Rigo. ELC even 90, tier 8 light tank. Great setup for him. He's top tier, and we are here on Malinovka. So where do you think he's going? Well, I think you know exactly where he's going. He's going for the bush. He's going for the bush. This is a good replay that Rigo has here, and I think it's going to be good for a couple discussions to talk about what you do after you get some good initial advantage, a lot of spotting. How do you go from there in your light tanks? So we'll take a look at how this goes. The T50-2, I don't know what his plan is. He goes for that bush, and then he just keeps going. I thought he was actually going to outspot Rigo. Would not have been a bad idea to get in there because he probably would have seen a bit more. He's not going to see the guys up top, but he will see a little further along the bottom, but he keeps on raging. And this is about the best setup you can get. You catch a bunch of red tanks moving around. You've got guys back here sniping. Now, an interesting thing about this move right here, there are a lot of very good players, very good scout players who won't do this for a couple reasons. Number one, they feel like there's better places on the map to get to early on. Number two, what's happening is a large portion of the green team has a lot of red guys to shoot at. And they're all, look at them all, they're all kind of sitting at cap. And this delays them getting to important places on the map. The good news is a good number of their heavies, the IS, the Suma, the 45 TP, and the T43 medium are all headed for the hill, and they didn't let all of these targets down here stop them. So sometimes you'll get a lot of your guys sitting there, and if they get seen back, i.e. they have a scout in the opposing bush over there, then they tend to get shot as well. And then it just becomes whose Sniperino played better than the other Sniperino. But right now, he has shaved 2,000 hit points off the enemy team, which is a tier 8. So they're basically down a tier 8. They've lost the 7. They've lost 2,000 hit points or so. The Panthers getting beat up. And right now, there's active guns. There's red guys getting shot. There's no reason for them to go anywhere else. But the question then becomes, and I hear this a lot, all right, I got this good initial spot. Everybody and their dog knows it's there. We'll talk about that in a minute. When do I do something different? So we're going to take a look at that. We're going to talk about it. He's looking for a shot right there. Back to the most obvious bush known to man. One thing about this tiny ELC and the Brit light tanks and any tiny light tank, not just light tank, but any tiny one, is they're a small target, and if people do shoot into these bushes, they're much harder to hit. Like you put a Hawk 30 in this bush, it's much easier to hit him with a blind shot. That being said, if you're on the red team next time and your team is getting absolutely wrecked like these guys are, take some shots into this bush. And if you're the Hummel or the M44, for goodness sake, splash that bush, okay? And get that scout out or get him dead, or at least make him move. You know what I'm saying? Now, we're getting to the point where shots are becoming a little less frequent. We've created a nice advantage for our team with 3,000 damage. The question is how many of our own team have died. Well, unfortunately, the KV-2 got nuked, and these guys are all hit. Why? Well, a couple reasons. There probably was somebody in that spot right there, because you can see they've all taken damage. And now we've got an ELC even 90 on the enemy team, which has moved over into the corner, and now he's lighting our guys up. And Rigo here does not react to that, and I think this is a critical mistake. The T50-2, I don't know what his plan is. So Rigo, in this case, let's take a look at this dude. He's taken some hits. He is definitely killable by you. You have all your hit points. He's got half of his. I would have right here gone, okay, that was good. I gathered up 3,100 damage. Let's go clear out the ELC even 90 over here because he's now lighting your guys up and getting them deaded. Okay? They're for to get dead if you don't get over there. I see you look, and I thought, ooh, maybe he's going to go. And nope, we're not going to go. We're still getting some lights. Maybe we can get some hit points off the Chiri. Maybe some artillery can do some action right there. But Chiri gets away. I don't know why your arty's not shooting at it. Probably because it's shooting at the hill. So these are other assessments you've got to make while you're looking at this situation. All right, like we talked about. Got some good damage. We're at 3,400. Okay, fantastic. T50-2 kind of has him busy. He's not long for the world. The fight on the hill has started, which means the artillery is probably looking up there. You have less snipers back here, mostly because, well, not mostly, well, mostly. 2 of them are dead. The KV-2 died right there. Another one died back up there. These guys are getting beat up. So it comes to a point where now you've got got less return for your effort sitting in this bush. At this point, you've cleared out some guns. Guns have spread around a little bit. Now you have a little bit more freedom of movement in your ELC. And the first order of business to me is get rid of that ELC even 90 on the enemy team. You cannot let him sit there. T50-2 was going to die. No idea why he raged up the middle. So go kill the ELC even 90. And this is where you start thinking about that chess game. I go here, I go here, I go here. So move over to the ELC even 90, kill him. Make sure you don't. Maybe you can spot a couple of their guys on the edge, maybe the Panther down in the corner or something. Make sure they're not making a push on that corner, and then bail out of there and head back up to here, potentially on this hill, and take a look and see if you can see these guys. Maybe get to the middle and surf the middle a little bit and look for shots on lighting guys up, or flexing up to the hill, getting into these bushes up here and sighting down into here and getting shots for your guys up top. Anything, almost anything, except sit in this bush for the last about 2 minutes, gathering up maybe 400 more hit points. Potentially take a shot on that guy. One thing you could do there is you could back out of that bush a bit, try to make it go solid, and see if you can't get a shot. The only problem is you may back out the edge of your tank enough to uncover yourself from guys over here. So because you want to try to start doing damage and moving around the map and get things done, hanging out in this bush and worrying about the Chiri is about the last thing you want to do right now. And that's that whole assessment. All right, Artie's busy up there. We've got engagement up top. This ELC is causing me issues down by my cap. Meanwhile, the longer you don't kill them, the more hit points the T25AT and the IKV lose. That ELC even 90 is just poking up, finding bushes, and trying to light those guys and making their life miserable. I saw you backing out, and I went, cool, he's going to go kill the ELC. And then you went up the middle, and I said, what on earth? Of all the places you could have gone, right now in the battle, this was probably the absolute worst decision. I suppose you could have just driven across the open field up there. That might have been worse than just drive down here. You're going to the bush, and I think trying to catch guys in these bushes here, but there's so many guns still left kind of in this general area. And this is a no man's land. Nobody's coming through here. Even if you get somebody lit, you've got a IKV and maybe the Leo who can shoot, because that T25AT, you know what he's trying to do? He's just trying to survive this bloody ELC who keeps lighting him up. And then I thought, oh, he'll turn around and go now, and oh, you push forward. And I don't know what you expected here, but you were absolutely going to get lit based on how many guns are in the game and how many guys are up there. And they've got enough view range to see somebody down here, even the tiny little scout with great camo like that thing. You're just simply not going to drive through the middle there with somebody in those bushes without them seeing you. So now we waste time. We're trapped. we got to wait till we go dark, and then we got to make a runner and try to get away. And based on where they saw me, because I think you were spotted the second you came out of the bushes, you got a long run before you get behind those bushes, and more than likely someone's going to see you. 1001, 1002, 1003, boom, there you go. So the second you came around that rock, they saw you. I would do a little wiggle jiggle. Then I thought, oh, he's going to go get the even 90. That's cool. Now's the time to get rid of that. Nope, we're going right back to the same bush. No, don't do it. Oh, man. Holy cow. Pretty classic example of too much of a good thing, right? That well is dry, my friend. There was no need to go up the middle. Your ELC buddy over there, your counterpart ELC on the red team, just got your T25 dead. Your Suma died trying to push down. You know what those guys on the hill would have really loved? Some eyes up there. And you could have provided them. Get up into these bushes along the edge and spot down in there. Fantastic. Or even rage down the hill or come across the middle here and rage around in here and light these dudes up and let them get all kinds of shots. But now they're all dead. They all died because there's no scout support, and still you're hanging out over here waiting for them to come to you. This is putting the passive and passive scouting right here, right? Definitely very much too passive. The 3045 drowned. Is he dead now? I think there he goes. He actually drowned. There's a bug. You're going to see this when we get over there. See how he still shows alive? 3045. I missed that in the first time I looked through this, but if you look at the kill results, he's actually drowned himself. So there's currently a bug where people who drown will stay showing as if alive. Finally get the ELC even 90, and I guess that's kind of what we were waiting for, was the ELC even 90 to make a mistake. But meanwhile, you've sacrificed 3 or 4 of your guns who died. All the guys who pushed down the hill died because No real view range for them. Clearly they shouldn't have done that without it, but there you go. They did. You lost a couple guys by your cap because you didn't go over there and deal with the ELC, who was easily killable by you. And now we're going to go ahead and kind of move back to the top right here. The IKV is, I don't know what his plan is. I guess he's just going to drive across. There's a Panther right there, so this is inexplicable to me, but there you go. And then the Panther charges across. So he takes up the challenge. And then I don't know why he didn't move in to shoot. If you're worried about getting spotted, go over to here. Right? Go over here so all these bushes are between you and the guys up here. Just go over this edge and just start blasting away at this dude. This is your opportunity. He's out in the open. This thing is going to have no problem pinning the side of a Panther, but then he goes down into there and we miss our opportunity to get any kind of shot. So now the IKV is running around. He's getting nuked. Panther comes up and over to get him. Trying to aim in. There we go. So we get a nice shot. Unfortunately, only 195 out of it. And he backs out. Immediately, I would hit C. I would press 2. I would get my gold going. And I would go get that Panther because he's probably over there alone, more than likely. So we want to go cut that guy off. Take him out at the knees. And potentially get some spots for the Scorpion. The other option is to go up into the bushes, up into the trees up here, and get spots on the guys trying to come off the hill, and let your Scorpion work on them. So one of those two. So it looks like we finally kind of got the active scouting bug going on here. We're going to push over here, which I thought was one of the right ideas. Clearing out the Panther behind us, I think, is probably the best initial move that you can make right here. We get spotted, unfortunately. He gets a shot on us. We hit him. And we bounced one somehow. I don't know really how that happened. And then trying to get a shot. He's trying to live, and boom, we finally get that guy dead. And off we go. So now I'm kind of thinking, well, why exactly are we going this way now? We just cleared this flank. I mean, I suppose, I was going to say the Kanonen Jagdpanzer could be over here, but he just died, so he's not. The Chi-Ri is up on the hill. The IKV is probably not far away from where he was. I don't know if you noticed the 3045 was actually dead. Maybe you were going over here to try to sort that guy out. But what we end up doing is going all around through the backfield when the arty takes a poke at us and misses. Down goes the Scorpion G, and really your best bet is to be over with the Leo and the M44. Anything you spot over here, they can't really support. The Leo is just in draw range if you happen to find anything over here. Scorpion G is not happy, so he got nuked. We're going to jump this thing and get a little bit lucky because all we do is track ourselves. We got a little sideways. Anytime you get a little sideways or you get a nose dip with a tracked vehicle, you're going to damage yourself or your track. You really have to kind of land straight. Depending on what you jump off of, that can be kind of difficult. You don't have a lot of control over it. Every time I look at the mini-map, I'm startled because I'm thinking, oh, geez, there's a 3045. Go kill him. It's very irritating. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move down here. And we're looking for the artillery. The Hummel, for some reason, has pushed in. There was no reason to get on the cap. I would not have done that. Yeah, that kind of let them know that one of you is over there, so that's not ideal. The IKV is moving through the middle. And we're working towards the back right here. The Leo has not left that spot the entire game. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He finally does something. He actually kills somebody. So that's useful. And then all of a sudden we find the Chi-Ri. All right, so we found him. He doesn't find us. I would have just done a 90 right and got into one of these bushes, backed out to where it was dark, and let that guy have it. Don't even let him know you're there. Unfortunately, what you do is he doesn't know you're there. He can't see you. Now he knows you're there. And you fire. I'd have been moving already, man. I would not want to let him have 3 shots at me because that thing reloads so fast. He only got 2, so that worked out, and now we're on a reload. So you could have saved yourself those hit points by just doing a 90 right and heading for the bushes. The other thing I would have been concerned with right as I spotted him is did he actually see me at the same time? So a power slide, turn around, and go back up in here to the bushes. At least that way if he did see you, you could disappear into the bushes eventually. So he's running around. There you go. Fade back into the bushes, which is what you're going to do. I think this is a good idea. We'll come around here, trying to get as much distance between you and him as possible. Now, based on how far away he was when you first spotted him, which was really closer than I would have expected, he's not going to see you right here. Now, the next thing then to do here is to back up behind this bush, make this bush solid, and let this guy have it. You don't even have to see her. I think you're waiting for the artillery or maybe the Leo to come and get in position. But screw that. Back up behind that bush, make that bush solid, and let that dude have it. Take a couple hits off of him. The Leo will get there. And if he charges you, you can always bail. Tiny little tank, he'll never see you. So really, there's 3 shots we just left on the table. Easily taken. You're going to need lead fire here, so you're not... Oh, geez. Oh, also, it looks like you have your gun shake. Your dynamic camera is also on. I didn't notice that. We're going to get that again. I wasn't really paying attention to your shooting. Yeah, okay, so your dynamic camera is on. Turn that off, which means you get that little gun shake right there. If you like the way it looks, that's fine, but it's not really required. And I don't know if I think somebody else finds the artillery. He's not in this corner. Yeah, I don't think I would have expected him to be in that corner, to be honest. Is he right up here somewhere? I don't know. We're going to find him. We only got a minute 53, so we bail off. Now we're going to go for their cap. I think this is the right idea, because I think you're going to need 2 people. I don't know if you've got... There you go. So you go in there. He's probably on the hill, I'd imagine. The M44 is up on the hill. Okay, so if you're gonna cap, don't get in the bush against an artillery. That's going to be the first place he's going to shoot. Just go find a random spot. Stay away from the middle, that thing. Stay away from bushes and cover. Just kind of go over here on the edge somewhere. Let's see if he actually gets close to you, because that's actually pretty funny. He should shoot one of these bushes, to be honest, if he has any kind of brains whatsoever. Or maybe he's out of ammo? I don't know. He's not shooting. I haven't heard anything come in. What did I say? I didn't watch the end part of this. When I got to right where you headed to cap, I actually turned it off and started doing the video. So I hadn't seen that one yet before. I called it though, didn't I? Oh man, do not sit in bushes at cap or in obvious cover spots with artillery. You don't have to move either. I mean, there's no real point in moving. Don't knock stuff down. Don't just let... Maybe you were trying to, if you're trying to bait him, okay, I guess maybe that's a good idea, but holy cow, I would not do anything to let him know where I was or what I might be doing. I would not want to give him any kind of SA whatsoever, even if it was just knocking that down and trying to bait him just a little bit. I think we end up winning this, so nicely done. All right, there we go. All right, Rigo, thanks for sending that in. I do appreciate it. I think there's some really good learning points right there. Number one, if your team is getting wrecked and you know which bush it is, take some shots into it. If you're already, splash it. Try to stop them from doing what they're doing there. Initial passive spotting points like this map where you can get some really good early advantage damage is great, but you have to start learning when it is you need to leave and what the next move needs to be. In the case of this game, you had to go get rid of that ELC. If you went and got rid of him earlier, you'd have saved another 2 or 3 guns on your team worth of hit points, and then I would have flexed up to the hill and helped those guys figure out. You might even be able to communicate and go, hey, hold on, hill, hold on, I'll be there in a minute. You know, click on the ELC and then click on the hill. Do something like that to let them know what you're doing. Some people will sometimes listen to that. And then get up the hill, chogi up there and help those guys out. Or alternately, like I said, rage around on the ridge right here and see if you can't light some of these guys and give them shots right there. But you really, the point is you really needed to swing to a more active role much, much earlier. It was a good game, man. You had 3,463, but notice that that's all the spotting you got more or less at the very beginning. And if you'd have been a more active spotter towards the middle to end of the game, I think you would have racked a little bit more up. I talked a little bit about the mechanics of bushes and taking shots at that Chiri right there. And that's all I've got. Thanks, man. Thanks for sending in. I appreciate everybody coming by. I appreciate your support of the channel. If you like what you saw and learned something, send me a follow, and we will see ya.